Happy Friday, everybody. Weekend's almost here. Going to be a busy one for us, of course, because we'll be down at the KPQ Home Expo this weekend at the Town Toyota Center. Drop by and say hi to the NCAA Life booth. We're giving away an iPad, I'm told. You can meet some local television celebrities. If some show up, you never know. It's the 8th day of March, 2024. Makes it a Friday. 5-star shows, of course. We give you 5-star shows on Friday, or double your television viewing pleasure back. It is a lot warmer today than it has been at this time over the course of the week. It's 30 degrees. The high clouds that were predicted are here, and that's what we're going to have today. High to mid-level clouds. It's going to be a little bit warmer today, but not a lot of sunshine, maybe a couple of peaks here and there. And then a series of frontal systems will be popping in little by little, in, out, snow in the upper elevations. Rain down here in the Wenatchee Valley, milder temperatures starting Wednesday and Thursday of next week. It looks phenomenal. I'm digging that. Forecast details are coming up. News, sports, Huskies upset the Cougars in Pullman last night. We will have highlights of that. The Kraken go back to work. The Wild go back to work. Spring sports is underway. There's lots of sports to get to. And in the back half of the program, in our interview segment, we had a chance to go down the street about 4 or 5 blocks to Pinnacles Prep Charter School and talked to the principal, Jill Finnis. Jill's a cool gal. We enjoyed our visit. It's an interesting concept, charter schools, and we're going to alleviate some myths and misconceptions about what Pinnacles Prep is all about. Principal Jill will be my guest in the back half of the program. The usual shenanigans apply. Let's go. We begin, of course, with our tour around the valley. For a lot of people, they say this is their favorite part of the show. I don't know what they do for the other 55 minutes, but here we go. From our Wenatchee Heights camera, you can see the clouds are here. It is 30 degrees in the Wenatchee Valley, which is a lot warmer. It was we got down to 25 yesterday. Yesterday's high, 46 degrees. That's about where we're going to be today. We're just not going to see a lot of sunshine. Our new normal high, as we get deeper, closer to spring, is 50 degrees. Sunrise this morning, 6:26. Sunset tonight, 5:57. That's 11 hours and 31 minutes of daylight. Of course, Monday, because of daylight saving time, don't get me started, sunrise will be at 7:22 instead of 6:26 today. I will not get on my soapbox. Camera 2, we're up to Lake Wenatchee because it's just a stunning view. Looking down at the Kaler Glen Golf and Ski Resort, Dirty Face Mountain. And of course, the lake looks like maybe there's a little residual ice way at the very top of the lake, where the White River and the Little Wenatchee flow into the top of the lake. Outside of that, looks like the ice is all but dissipated up there. Good morning to our friends in Lake Wenatchee. Good morning to Greens Knob. We have not used this camera in a very long time. This is on your way up to Stehekin and Holden Village in Lake Chelan. It's on the north shore of Lake Chelan. We have Sky-Fi towers that go even farther up than that, but this one is the one that has a camera on it, and we haven't used Greens Knob in a long time, so there we go. Good morning to Lake Chelan, and good morning to Omi Garden. Can't wait for Omi Garden to open again. Things are looking pretty good there. Light traffic on the Otobashian Bridge. Still snow up in Mission Ridgeway on a beautiful Friday morning. But again, we had all that sunshine. It wasn't a particularly warm week, but we did have a lot of sunshine. Well, that's pretty much gone until we get to the middle of next week from the National Weather Service. Here's a little deal what we're looking at here. It's going to be dry today, but the clouds are already here, and they're going to increase in density. It'll be fairly high clouds, not a lot of wind. We're not expecting really any rain at all either today. It's going to be hit and miss on the sun and the clouds, and that's going to change on Saturday as a series of those systems will bring a little bit of light rain off and on in the Wenatchee Valley and other viewing areas. Upper elevations, 3,000 and above, will get a little bit of snow. It won't stick around. And then things are going to get really nice. Let's not waste any more time. It looks something like this. Mixture of clouds and sun. 46 our forecast high. That's what we hit yesterday. That's below normal. 33 for the overnight low tonight, which is right around normal. Lots of clouds means the blanket will be covering up the valley. Saturday, clouds all day, maybe a degree cooler, actually. Slight chance of some light rain late in the day on Saturday. The best chance of rain is going to be early Saturday, early Sunday morning, really. I mean, you're going to be sleeping. 4, 5, 6 a.m. Sunday morning is our best chance of rain on Sunday, and it'll taper off in the afternoon. On Saturday, we're looking at a high of about 45. Sunday, 47, again, with the best chance of measurable rain. We dry out a little bit on Sunday night. Monday, we start seeing a few more sun breaks back up to normal. for a high temperature with a high of 51. And the long-term computer models, according to the National Weather Service, says we could see 60 degrees for the first time since last autumn by the time we get to Friday and Saturday of next week. And that, my friends, is something I am looking forward to. Daylight saving time, I'm not looking forward to, but again, not going to go there. What we are going to do is do the news, and that's 2 minutes away. You're watching a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. Localtel cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting localtel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now, bring home select VX and L Series tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for 72 months. Contact your Kubota dealer for details.
Well, the mid and high level clouds that we were expecting are here. We'll hit and miss with the sun and the clouds today. Mid-40s again on Saturday. Rain early on Sunday morning. We get through this unsettled period, and we're going to have spring will be busting out all over by this time next week. It's 8 minutes after the hour. The Wenatchee School District says it has successfully refinanced its bonds that they took out back in 2014. They used those bonds to build a new Washington Elementary School, and they remodeled Lincoln Elementary School. Moody's Investor Services, a bond credit rating business, kept the Wenatchee School District at an AA3 rating, which is the 4th highest in Moody's long-term debt rating, despite the district's current budget challenges. Moody's was required to reassess the district's credit rating as part of its application to refinance current bonds at a lower interest rate. In the wake of the $9 million budget shortfall, of course, the district has a 3-pronged expenditure plan that includes staffing reductions through high school and middle school scheduling changes, and of course they have proposed to close Columbia Elementary School if the district is unable to implement their 3-pronged plan and balance ongoing operations. The school district says Moody's may downgrade its bond rating in the future. Washington's amended capital budget is a done deal. They went home at the close of business yesterday. A broad range of construction and repair projects around the state. The amendments include a new $1.3 million deal in spending for affordable rental housing in the city of Leavenworth, improvements at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. That's where students get their start in a number of trades. The existing budget already pays for a major Wenatchee Valley project, including nearly $20 million to rebuild the Center for Drug and Alcohol Treatment and $2 million for the Greater Wenatchee Irrigation District. Yesterday was the last day of the legislative session. They went home at the close of business last night. Requests for project funding made by Congresswoman Kim Schreier and Congressman Dan Newhouse have passed the U.S. House of Representatives. 2 projects Schreier requested are projects based right here in the Valley. One would repurpose mobile cargo containers into firefighting water tanks. The other would implement a body camera program for the Chelan County Sheriff's Office. Funding for the water tanks would be about $893,000, and the body cam program will get about $660,000. A joint request made by Newhouse and Schreier would amount to about $3 million for general aviation terminal modernization at Payne-Bohr Memorial Airport. It passed the House. It's now in the hands of the Senate. Chelan County PUD gave us an update yesterday on customers who may have been affected, their billing statements, of course, because of a recent cybersecurity event. Change Healthcare is a national billing company, and they had the contract anyway through the PUD to process and distribute customer billing statements. Of course, the company suffered a ransomware attack in early February, and that halted that system. The PUD now switched vendors, and the first batch of new statements were sent out yesterday. The PUD is also going to be sending out a letter to every one of their customers explaining about the recent events and the details of what to expect with future statements. The State Court of Appeals refused yesterday to revive that lawsuit that was brought on by 91 former employees of Confluence Health. In that lawsuit, they allege they were wrongfully fired for refusing to accept a COVID-19 vaccination. The former healthcare workers refused to comply with Governor Inslee's 2021 executive order that mandated COVID vaccinations for everybody in the healthcare field. Confluence placed staff on leave, and then they dismissed them if they did not receive their shots by October of 2021. Douglas County Judge Brian Huber dismissed their lawsuit a year ago, saying the plaintiffs had not set out adequate grounds to do a lawsuit to begin with. The appellate court upheld that ruling on Thursday. More than 80 of those plaintiffs, by the way, have a second lawsuit against Confluence Health now pending that alleges their religious rights to refuse the vaccination were violated. A veteran legislature in the 7th district in our state is retiring. Representative Joel Kuntz says he's not going to run for re-election this year. The Republican lawmaker has represented the vast and rural 7th district since 2006, when he's not serving, alongside fellow Representative Jacqueline Maycomber and State Senator Shelley Short. Kuntz raises quarter horses on his big ranch up in the Okanagan country. Kuntz's district includes most of Douglas County and part of Grant County. And Our Valley, Our Future wants community members to fill 3 vacant board member positions. The local nonprofit conducts community outreach across the region according to an action plan. They create that action plan every 5 years through collaboration with local residents. The organization's board serves as the governing body for the nonprofit, and they oversee all projects and initiatives involved in the action plan. If you're interested in joining the board of Our Valley, Our Future, you can fill out an application, go to their website. Applications will be accepted, by the way, until March 29th. And that's the news. At 13 minutes after the hour, one more newscast before our weekend, our short weekend, gets underway, because we're going to lose an hour on Sunday. I was not going to go there. I forgot. The news tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on TV. 5, 6, and 10 on television. If you watch your news or you get your TV on the web, a lot of people do. Our news will be up and running on our homepage, ncwlife.com, our YouTube page, our Facebook page, and our app. And if you haven't downloaded our app, that's how you go about doing it. There's the QR code right there. Pick up your phone and get busy. And if there's something out there that you think is newsworthy, you get a hold of us. News at ncwlife.com. Lots of sports to talk about. By the way, the spring prep season began in earnest this week. That's good news. Sports is coming up, plus the obscure holiday. Today in history, some celebrity opinions, some celebrity birthdays, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, but he himself is a celebrity. So there you go. And we visited Pinnacles Prep and talked to the principal a couple of days ago. You'll see that interview too. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Come on, I'm a certified technician. I was trained to take good care of you.
9. I've only been to the dealer.
I've been coming here for years. These guys are great.
Look around. The BMW, the Jag, the Volvo, they're all waiting for regular service. Well, the BMW has a little computer issue, but that's nothing we can't handle. Come on in.
From regular maintenance to computer troubleshooting, trust the Global Car Care technicians with your import, diesel-powered, or domestic vehicle. Global Car Care. They speak your car's language.
Dankeschön.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
Check out clubprocashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
I chose Pinnacles because they give you a lot of opportunities for really fun field trips and activities.
It's a smaller school, so you feel more connected to other people.
My favorite thing about Pinnacles is definitely how we got to choose our elective.
I learn at my own speed. It's a place where people can be who they want to be, and they show that by using their epic values.
We choose Pinnacles because the staff is accepting.
Sports at 16 minutes after the hour. The Washington State Cougar men's basketball team will not win the Pac-12 regular season conference title after their rival Washington upsets the 18th-ranked Cougars 74-68 in Pullman last night. The Huskies used a 12-0 run late in the first half and a 9-0 run late in the game to pull off the upset.
Fast start that Kyle Smith urged them today to lock in 4.
UW goes to a zone. They've played mostly zone when Hopkins took over 7 years ago. There's Isaiah Watts.
They've got a lot of length on this Washington State team. Watts with the steal. And the freshman with the dunk.
A unique release point on that jump hook. The transfer from Idaho, about 8-9 miles just east.
Watts slowing down to throw it down. Johnson with the swish.
Johnson knocks it down, but credit goes to Wheeler. He gets that ball from one end of the floor or the other. They could, with help from opposing teams losing, they could go up to the 5 seed. Otherwise, they could also drop all the way to the 11.
The steal from Brooks. And it's now a 3-point game. The pressure works. And here comes Xavier Wheeler again. Wood, a sharpshooter, nails it from the corner. And the Huskies have come all the way back with a 10-0 run.
Gone, this crowd would have erupted.
Johnson goes right at Yakumovsky and scores. He's got 13 points. The Pac-12 regular season crown alive. They need a little help from Arizona. Wood inside to score it from Wheeler. 5th assist of the game for Xavier Wheeler.
Is not finished in this situation.
Corin Johnson. Now here's Wood. Johnson elevates, and he connects. A clutch 3.
Makes you think, if you're a Husky fan, get down to Vegas, see what they can do.
Johnson doing it all. Wow. That might be the nail. Rice is going to take it all the way and score with 10.7. Wells. That's it. And
after the game, Cougar coach Kyle Smith said it was bad shooting both from the field, from the court, and from the free throw line that did the Cougars in.
It's great atmosphere for us. So a little disappointed that we couldn't come away with the win. But hats off to them. They played well. They made the big plays. They got them the win. It was a tight game, and Corn hit a big 3. It was a 4-point game. It would have been tight down the stretch if we made our free throws. You can't go 8 for 18 and expect to win it close. When you shoot it that poorly, we were 4 for 24 from 3. Don't know if it was bad decision making or maybe a little too anxious on senior night, but we took some bad shots to start the game. We settled down. We were guarding pretty well. We were up 10 with 2 minutes to go in the half and just really finished the half poorly. And that's Washington. They can do that. They can string some buckets together, and you can't soften up at all. It felt like we did maybe mentally. Don't know for sure. Miles was a little bit of foul trouble, and cost us. So, you know, you're not going to win many games shooting 39, 16, and 47. Bottom line, and we got a week to get better, and hopefully we'll learn. We've been pulling a couple out of the fire. SC down 10 second half, down 10 Stanford, and came back and got it. UCLA down 12 to start the game. So sometimes that's hard. We've been playing well, had a good season. We're hoping for great, and hopefully we can grow from this.
So the Cougars can't win the regular season title, but they are a lock for the number 2 seed going into the conference tournament. That's next week in Las Vegas. As far as the Huskies are concerned, they can finish as high as 5th or as low as 9th, depending on the weekend. Cactus League Baseball, the Mariners won again. Wow. Again, the games don't count, but still, it's nice to win. Shut out the Angels in Peoria yesterday, 5-0. The Mariners will take on the Cubs in Goodyear today at 12:05. Then Saturday, it's split squad action. The Mariners will take on the Brewers, and then another split squad game on Sunday as the Giants travel to Peoria to take on the M's in Cactus League Baseball. The Seattle Kraken return to home ice tonight with the second of 2 in a row against Winnipeg. Today, by the way, is the trade deadline. Coach Dave Haxtell says it happens every year. It will not be a distraction.
Most guys have been through it before, so I mean, it's a, you know, I believe it's a week where you do as well as you can to separate out some of your personal emotions and, you know, at the same time, make sure your focus is as sharp as it can be on the ice. And you know, our guys have done a very good job of that. I mean, we've come through, a really challenging back-to-back, and then there was an awful lot going on around the team during that time. But our guys focused in on the job at hand and really, played 2 real good hard hockey games together, and that's what it takes at this time of year. So, a day of rest yesterday, practice today, and obviously, we know the deadline is tomorrow, and everybody's aware of that. And I've probably said it too many times, but we don't duck that. That's reality. So we've got a job to do. Everybody here are pros, and guys act that way.
Winnipeg and Seattle at Climate Pledge Arena, 7 o'clock tonight. You can watch it on Root Sports. Hockey closer to home. The Wenatchee Wild have clinched a spot in the WHL playoffs. They're hoping to lock down the number 4 seed, which is about as good as they're going to be able to get. The Wild are in Kennewick tonight to take on the Americans, and they travel to Portland tomorrow to face the first place Winterhawks. It is back. Prep Spring Sports. I didn't have time to get all of them in there, but I wanted to highlight a few games. Doubleheader at Rec Park tomorrow. Woodinville will take on Wenatchee at 11 a.m., and then Eastmont will take on Woodinville at 1 o'clock. Both of those games at Rec Park. Moses Lake will host Hazen on the diamond at 12:30, and a tripleheader in Ephrata. Tenaska will take on Quincy at 12:30 in baseball tomorrow. Omak will take on Tenaska at 3 o'clock, and then the nightcap, Quincy and the home team Ephrata at 5:30 in that rivalry. Prep soccer is back. Eastmont and Wenatchee are both going to be very good again this year, and they're in the Spokane area. Eastmont will take on Meade tonight at 6 o'clock. The Wenatchee 10 will take on Central Valley at 6:30. Overlake will be at Quincy tonight at 5:30. Then Saturday, they reverse it. Eastmont will be at Central Valley at 12:30. Wenatchee will be at Meade at 1 o'clock. Moses Lake travels to Spokane to take on Lewis and Clark at 1 o'clock. Also on the pitch, it's Quincy at Tenasket at 11 a.m. Overlake will be at Cashmere at 1 o'clock, and Chelan will be at Colville at noon. And finally, Wenatchee High School principal Eric Anderson is going to pull double duty starting this summer. The Wenatchee School District announced yesterday that Anderson will also serve as the district's athletic director after current AD Jim Beeson retires at the end of June. According to the press release, and I'm quoting now, due to budget reductions and the need to stabilize enrollment, the district has decided to wait to hire an external candidate for the AD position at this time. The press release went on to say the AD hiring process will take place when the financial landscape is more favorable. Until then, the district will leverage its current administrators and support staff to create stability and help grow the program. End quote. And that is just some of the games that people are playing. On this 8th day of March, it is International Women's Day today, which isn't so obscure. It's supposed to be the obscure holiday, so I try to keep it obscure as possible. For instance, today is National Proofreading Day. Proofreading is vitally important. I've read enough cover letters and job applications to know if you don't know where the period and the semicolon and the ellipticals go, it doesn't make you look very good, whether it's a cover letter or a resume or an online dating site. Have somebody proofread your work before you push send, just to make sure you know what you're doing. Now, most of today's programs, Microsoft Word and whatever, they have autocorrect on spelling and things like that, and even some punctuation, but not always. So keep a good eye on it. There's a good example of this. Back in 1962, when they launched the Mariner 1, NASA launched Mariner 1, after 207 seconds, they had to blow it up because it started going off course almost right after it was launched. And the reason was, when they wrote the computer programming, they didn't put in a hyphen. And because of that, they had to blow up a spaceship. It cost them a couple $1 million because one person forgot to put the right piece of punctuation where it belongs. If you're not very good, have somebody check it out who knows what they're talking about. It could save you a lot of misery. National Proofreading Day today is 26 minutes after the hour. Today in history, we had been sending advisors to Vietnam, to South Vietnam, since the Eisenhower administration, but we didn't have combat troops, guys with guns and bombs and grenades. That changed on this day, March 8th, 1965. 59 years ago today, we had an airfield in South Vietnam, Da Nang. It was ours, didn't belong to anybody else, it belonged to the United States. And you got to protect the airfield so they won't bomb it and blow it up. And so 3,500 United States combat Marines are the first American land combat forces committed to the Vietnam War to protect the airfield at Da Nang. It would kind of snowball from there, but I think you know about that. That was on this date, 1965. This is the 53rd anniversary of an event that people, if you remember it, still talk about it. Very few events of any kind, whether it's a sporting event or an entertainment event or whatever the case may be, ever lives up to the hype. This event not only lived up to the hype and the expectations, it surpassed it. The world stopped on the night of March 8th, 1971 for the fight of the century. Widely regarded as the biggest and greatest boxing match of all time, maybe the most highly anticipated sporting event ever. This made the Super Bowl look like your kid's soccer game. Undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Frazier, undefeated former heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali. Of course, Muhammad Ali didn't lose his title. A bunch of old white conservative guys simply took it away from him because they didn't like him. But Muhammad Ali got his boxing license back. Madison Square Garden, Monday, March 8th, 1971. It was not on television. It was on pay-per-view in theaters. They had these giant contraptions, these giant projectors that could take a television signal and put it on a movie screen, and they booked about 350 theaters and arenas all over the country, charged $12 a pop. Both Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier were guaranteed $2.5 million each. $2.5 million each. Hank Aaron, in his 22 years as a Major League professional baseball player, didn't make $2.5 million combined. And these guys made $2.5 million in one night. Of course, they did just beat each other up. The referee said after the fight it was the greatest fight he has ever seen, the greatest punches he has ever seen. It's available to watch on YouTube. It's incredible. Joe Frazier, of course, won at a 15-round unanimous decision. How big was this event? It took place, the fight started at like 7:30 in New York City at Madison Square Garden, which was the wee small hours of the morning in Great Britain. Half the population of Great Britain watched the fight via pay-per-view. That's how big this was, the fight of the century, 53 years ago today. 51 years ago today, March 8th, 1973, Paul McCartney is fined 100 pounds, about 170 American dollars, for growing marijuana at his farm in Scotland. Paul told the judge, I didn't know what it was. Some fans sent me some seeds in an envelope, so I planted it to see what would happen. I didn't know what it was. Everybody who believes that, well, he said the judge was sweet. Paul got fined for growing pot. And this is the 10th anniversary of what happened to it. Nobody knows. Small pieces of the plane have washed up in the African coast and small islands, but Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, 239 people on board between the crew and the passengers, simply disappeared from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. The aircraft has never been found. Nobody knows what happened to it. They're going to try and look for it again. It is an aviation mystery. It's the bottom of the hour. We have two heavenly birthdays, one of my favorite Supreme Court justices of all time, because he wrote his opinions short and for everybody to read, not just judges. Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. wounded 4 times in the Civil War. I think you've all heard the phrase, when it comes to free speech, it doesn't necessarily mean you can falsely shout the word fire in a crowded theater. It was Oliver Wendell Holmes who said the First Amendment is not an absolute right. There is a difference between speech and conduct. And Oliver Wendell Holmes, perhaps his most famous quote, "Taxes are what we pay for a civilized society." Served on the Supreme Court for a long, long time, born in the state in 1841. The skipper, Allen Hale Jr. He changed, after his father passed away during Gilligan's Island, he just changed it to Allen Hale. Allen Hale Jr., the skipper on Gilligan's Island, one of the greatest shows in the history of American television. Was born 103 years ago today. We lost Allen at the age of 68 in 1990. And the last surviving member of the Monkees, a singer, a drummer, Mickey Dolenz, still kicking around at 79. Happy birthday to Mickey. And then I saw her face, and I'm a believer. Can't sing anymore. We'd have to pay mechanical royalties. We don't have that in the budget. Special thanks to Alpine Air, our platinum sponsor for heat and air. Call Alpine Air. Special thanks to Pool to Spa Services. Spring is right around the corner. You want a pool by the time we get to summertime? Give these guys a call. They also, of course, have your pool and spa chemicals. You got to have those to keep it up and running and clean. And special thanks to our friends at Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. Still to come, Mike Minotti's got an opinion. He's curious about when you see a television advertisement about food, the food on TV doesn't look like the food that you actually buy at the restaurant. Mike will talk about that. And then we had a great conversation with the principal of Pinnacles Prep Charter School, Jill Finnis, will be my guest when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So it's right here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Around here, Jack Frost nips more than just your nose. That's why people here drive Honda. Dependable all-wheel drive with traction control, with heated steering wheel and seats to keep Jack Frost off your seat, which will make it very happy. And since it's no fun to fill up in this weather, isn't it cool that Honda is known for legendary fuel efficiency? Great deals are here now, and so is Mr. Frost. So see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can just go from
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
How do you think like an entrepreneur?
I have had it in mind starting my own business. This is all really good to know right now. I am currently making a vision board. I am talking about my well-being, my personal finances, and habits that I would like to work on and to improve myself to be a better entrepreneur.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, you know these commercials for fast food, Subway, Burger King, Jersey Mike's, you know, the way their sandwiches look in the commercials are amazing, aren't they? Makes your mouth water, and you want to run right out and order one. And when you do, and you take it out of the packaging, It looks like something your Aunt Bertha sat on. And now you wonder, my gosh, is this the same thing I saw advertised? Now look, I know it's okay. I know it's fast food. And I know, yeah, they spend lots of time and money setting up their ads, not time that they spend when they put the sandwiches together at the restaurant. But man, at least try to make the sandwich look like the advertisement. I mean, do you want me to come back or not? You know, how much disappointment am I supposed to live with? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
It's cold outside and time to make sure your loved ones are safe and secure at home during the cold months ahead. Aging and Adult Care has low-cost, in-home care options for seniors, adults with disabilities, and for caregivers assisting relatives or friends. Services like housekeeping, personal care, and home-delivered meals can make such a difference for you or someone you know. These services and more are available by calling Aging and Adult Care's offices at 1-800-572-4459.
Here I am, 40 some odd years removed from my formal education, and I'm still being called to the principal's office. Some things never change. We're here on the campus of Pinnacles Prep, about 3 blocks from our very studios. The principal is joining me. Jill, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Jill Finnis, principal, co-founder, and CEO of Pinnacles Prep Charter School.
Been around for, this is your 3rd full year now, 2nd full year?
This is our 3rd full year of students. Yeah, we call them scholars.
Scholars, yeah. And this was a bit of a gamble 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. There wasn't any charter school anywhere around there. Momentum was building for charter schools coming through the COVID epidemic and pandemic. A bunch of parents got together and said, well, what do you think? Let's roll the dice. So far, so good.
So far, so good. Yeah, we're full enrollment at grades 6 through 8. We're growing grades 9 and 10 next year. Yeah, things are really positive right now. We have our growing pains, of course, but things are looking good.
We want to eliminate some myths and misconceptions about charter schools in general, Pinnacles Prep in particular. First of all, it's not a tuition school. It's not a private school in that respect.
No, that's a major misconception. Most of the people who are polled across Washington State, when they're polled about charter schools, think they are private. We are not. We are a public school. We receive a state allocation per pupil to operate as a public school in Washington State. We are accountable to everything a district is accountable for, and we are accountable also to the Washington State Charter School Commission. So we have dual accountability to continue to receive public funds. Now, we don't receive taxpayer dollars.
That's important.
But we receive public funds. So our funding comes from the general fund, from the lottery fund. And so we do receive the state allocation, but there is no levy dollars. So we are at a funding gap as compared to our traditional district school colleagues.
How do you fill that gap?
Well, we fundraise.
Yeah, because there's no tuition, it's free.
Right, we're totally free, public, open charter school. We can turn away no one, just like a district school. Actually, district schools can turn away kids if they're not in their boundaries. We cannot turn away anyone in Washington State. So our boundaries are the whole state of Washington. What was the other question that you asked?
I was talking about the funding gap. I mean,
the funding gap, yeah. Oh, that little thing.
Yeah, you know, money, you know.
Yeah, that funding gap could be between $1,500 and $3,000 a kid. So for us, it's massive. We did receive some budget proviso funds last year that relieved about $1,550 per pupil, which I believe came out to be about $285,000. In human speak, that's like 2.5 staff positions. So we were able to add hours to the counselor. We were able to add a full-time art teacher. We were able to add some other support services for math intervention because we got those budget proviso funds last year. We really want our legislators to treat us the same way as a traditional district.
Are they?
Well, no, we still don't receive levy funding.
But you're getting some help from Olympia, at least morally, I guess?
Last year we did. We're hoping that we receive those funds again this year, but we would like to see it go into law.
Why the need for a charter school here in Wenatchee? Just the valley has gotten to the point where we're big enough that it's justified, or is it just a different idea of learning, or a combination of both, perhaps?
Well, I would say since the 2011-2012 Wenatchee Learns survey that our local district put out, we learned back then that our community was hungry for personalized learning and project-based learning and individualized learning. And so through that process, we uncovered a lot of needs and wants from our community. And so since that time, it was probably 2016, so Rick and Sarah, who were the founders of the school, and I all served on this Wenatchee STEM committee. And so we got to know a lot of the needs, and that was in 2017, they came up with the idea of well, what if we started a school that really served the needs that we're hearing from families? Around the same time, 2010, Imagine South Wenatchee said we want more of a community center hub from this site. And so through the nexus of those two ideas was born the idea of what if we had a school here? And what if we leverage charter law so that it's a public school, so it's free, so that we can realize the dreams that people have in our community? And so that's what we've been trying to do since day one of opening: be project-based, be place-based, be open to all, recognize diversity, equity, and inclusion, make sure that all kids feel belonging and safe. And it is a labor of love, and we're a work in progress.
And they're not locked into the four walls of a traditional classroom in that respect. You mentioned community-based education. Ironically enough, they're in the old community center, which used to be the Catholic Church that I remember when I was growing up. The city of Wenatchee is your landlord right now, but that actually worked out pretty good because I got $2.5 million in grant money, so you could turn this into a school. That was a huge project.
Well, yes and no. So we turned it into a school on our own dime. However, last year we were able to be beneficiaries of a capital grant to improve the site. And so the city of Wenatchee did receive $2.5 million for improvements to the community center property, and we were able to help co-design that. We do partner with the community. We bring community members in. They use our facility. So we have Zumba that goes on in here multiple nights a week. We have Parque Padrinos who comes in and uses it for dance class, folklorico, other classes that they use. And so they continue to use our great hall spaces. They use the maker space. We have different community members who come and have board meetings here. And so we wanted to make sure that our school was also a place that was open for community, not just Pinnacle's prep charter school from 8:20 to 3:20. And so those capital funds made that possible because it enabled us to create spaces that were more flexible for kid learning and to open up for community learning.
Talk about your staff. Everybody who teaches here is fully accredited. They know what they're doing. They have to be as committed to this as you and the administrative staff and the board is.
Absolutely. So all charter public school teachers in Washington State must be certificated. And so all of our teachers on staff are certificated either through their formal education or they've received a sub-certification or an emergency sub-certification in the chance that we can't find a teacher to teach that. We are not immune to those certification laws. I would also say the people who work here, they work here because it is a labor of love. They're committed to the mission and vision. They work more hours and longer and harder than anybody I've ever worked with before. They're so committed to our kids.
How do you know you're making an impact, that you're making a difference, that these kids are learning and growing both in knowledge and in spirit and as a human being? Is there a quantifiable measuring stick that you can use, or is it just your gut?
Well, we take a lot of different types of data here. We look at our state test data, obviously. We look at our MAP data. That's the measure of academic progress. It's a nationally normed assessment, which we just gave, and we looked at our winter test results from fall to spring, and we overshot our growth goals across the board, so that's fantastic. That's the first time we've done that. So in year 3, we're crushing it. But we also give a survey by a group called Kelvin, and it measures safety, belonging, growth mindset, all of that stuff. And so last year, our goal was 80% of kids would feel safety and belonging in our school, and we overshot that. We also wanted to ensure that they had a growth mindset, and we overshot that. So we have multiple different ways. One big data point that we'd love to tell about is our 90% attendance rate.
That's better than most schools, if not far surpassing most schools.
So I've got leaders contacting me saying, how are you doing that? What is your playbook? How are you guys getting that? And it is a combination of factors of, we do place-based education, so kids are out in the field. We've got all of our 8th graders doing internships this week, so they're all out working in different places in the community. It's so awesome. So kids want to come to school. We also have an office manager Angelica Aguilar, who is fierce when it comes to attendance.
Yeah, we got to meet her.
Yes,
yeah,
and she's amazing.
If you don't show up to school, you're going to be hearing from her.
You're going to be hearing from her. We also give awards for attendance. We also shout kids out for that. And so, I think attendance is another big way, is a proving point. Like, if you don't want to come to school, you're not going to come to school. And we can get you a truancy board, we can send letters home, we can have parent meetings, but kids come to Pinnacles. They sign up and they actually attend. So I think that's another piece of data point that is that's something we're really excited about.
You're transitioning each year by year. You're going one more grade up the scale. It's 9th graders this year for the first year. Next year you're going to be bringing in 10th graders,
that's
and
right.
hopefully the momentum continues to 11th and eventually 12th graders, one per year. Building up to 2028, I guess, is that about right? Something like that. 2027 school year.
2027
school year. How you doing for space? I guess is the first question, because you're not quite busting at the seams right now, but you're pretty close.
We're bursting at the seams.
Okay.
Yeah, every space is used almost exclusively every day, all day long, with the exception of 1 or 2. We have plans to continue growing our high school. Next year, we will be using learning studios in our parking lot to fill our needs for 10th grade. But we do have a dream of building a high school on this campus, and we're excited to start those facility talks with our whole school community here in the next few weeks to maybe launch a capital campaign, things like that. Because originally we were looking outward to where can we put high schoolers in our community, like at Wenatchee Valley College. That didn't end up working out for us, and so now we're pivoting back to, what, let's be here. We were born to be in South Wenatchee. That's what our community asked for. Let's deliver on that. So we want to build a big, beautiful building right here in our parking lot.
A couple more things. Again, 9th graders started this year, then 10th graders. She's going to tell you a little bit, Jill is, about how you apply to get your kid to come here at Pinnacles Prep. Real quickly, I wanted to mention this because I know a number of people do this. If you have a kid who wants to play sports, like soccer or baseball or whatever, and they're in 9th or 10th or whatever grade, you can still do that.
Absolutely.
You just do it at whatever school district you happen to live in, be
That's
it
right.
Wenatchee or Eastmont. Very important. I wanted to mention that. So let's get folks involved. Right now, the window is open for potential 10th graders, correct?
That's right.
And then, of course, the lower grades as they go up. Walk me through, in the time we have left, the enrollment process for Pinnacles Prep. How does that work?
So you have essentially until the end of April to apply, and then we have a lottery for spots. And so if we have more scholars, we call them aspirantes here, aspiring scholars. If we have more of those than our seats available, we have a lottery. We've lotteried almost every grade since we have existed, and so we plan to do that again in April. If in April there are still seats available, it's first come, first serve after that.
By the way, if you're just curious, call Jill, send her an email. She'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. This is a great success story, and I'm glad you invited us to come along and take a look at it.
Thank you. Yes, one last thing I'd like to add
go
is
ahead.
that our high school is fully interdisciplinary. It is a little different than the middle school. So all of the subjects integrate around the same ideas, and so they're all working toward one big project each quarter. And that really is kind of a niche, unique environment that sets us apart from any other school in our valley and potentially in the state. I don't know of any high school that's doing full interdisciplinary curriculum. So that means our art teacher, our music teacher, our Spanish teacher, our science and humanities are all collaborating around the same project and just kind of getting it from different
kids still
ways.
get electives too. If there's a specific
That's right.
subject that they're interested in, that they want to pursue,
That's right.
they can pick that.
Yep. And in the middle school, we have this amazing theater program. Kids love it. We're putting on a big production in June, so people should look out for that. I'm not sure exactly where the production's going to be yet, but we'll figure that out. We always do. And so the whole community would be invited to come watch that.
Jill, it's great to see you, and I'm glad that these two historic buildings are being used in the way that they should be used, instead of sitting here gathering dust.
It's exciting to fill a 100-year-old space.
Yeah.
It's really exciting with all these young people and their energy and the teachers and the passion and bringing community members in. We couldn't be more thrilled. So.
Best of luck, Jill, and if you keep in touch, please. All right.
Absolutely. Thank
All
you,
right.
Dan.
And you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Gilded Lily Home, where something extraordinary is waiting. You'll be delighted to find an amazing selection of specialty foods and tabletop decor. Browse their uniquely curated collection of gifts. Shop for yourself in their wide collection of jewelry and clothing, and for your home with their amazing hand-selected furniture, lighting, and decor. The Gilded Lily Home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items for your home, your kitchen, and your lifestyle.
Hi there, my name is Christine and I work here at Wenatchee Valley Humane Society as part of their behavior program. And today I am here with my friend Isaac. He is 6 months old, believe it or not, already weighing 70 pounds. Hi buddy. And he is an Anatolian Shepherd mixed with Great Pyrenees. So both of those breeds are pretty large breeds, and both are known for their livestock guarding skills. So if you have, a farm or a place for him to work, livestock guarding is kind of in his DNA, you could say. But he also is such a gentle giant for only being 6 months old. He has a calm demeanor. He's gentle and loves affection. So even if you don't have a farm, if you just have a family for him to be a part of, I think he would fit in just about anywhere. So Isaac came to us through animal control, and they were able to learn a bit about him through conversations with his previous owner. So it sounds like he lived with quite a few other dogs in the home. So he is dog experienced, and we have had a lot of fun with him here, introducing him to new dogs here. He gets along well with both males, females, varying ages. So he's a really easygoing guy when it comes to socializing with other dogs. So in his short time being here, Isaac, we found, already knows how to sit and is picking up leash skills really quickly. Despite being such a large puppy, he's really gentle and easy to walk on leash. So he would be great with anyone wanting to continue any type of training with him. He picks things up quickly and has a really gentle nature about him. So he's pretty easy to work with in that way. So if you're interested in meeting Isaac, you can you can come on down and meet him. We are open 11 to 6. Thursday through Tuesday. We are closed on Wednesdays, and Isaac here is available for meet and greets. So come on down and say hi to this big sweet guy.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Have you been to Boswell's Furniture lately?
Yes, Boswell's has an expansive 2-story showroom filled with so many great choices for our living room, dining room, and bedroom.
Did you know that Boswell sells directly from their store inventory, so we wouldn't have to wait to get our new furniture?
Yes, plus Boswell's has free local delivery and complimentary design service to help us with the layout and fabric choices.
No waiting and amazing customer service. I mean, why would we go anywhere else?
Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Well, the high and mid-level clouds that were expected to come in later on today made an early appearance. So we're fairly overcast here in the Wenatchee Valley, but it is considerably warmer. The clouds will do that. It is 34 degrees here in the big city, and that's what we're going to be dealing with through about Monday, midday. More clouds and sun. In fact, just plain cloudy with some rain, especially early on Sunday morning. Don't forget, of course, to set your clocks forward when you go to bed on Saturday. Again, don't get me started. So real quickly, here's a slide from the National Weather Service. It looks something like this. Again, well, no rain today, but the clouds will be hanging around. They'll be thickening up, maybe lowering a little bit, but we're not expecting any rain at all. We'll see temperatures about mid-40s, which is what we've had for most of the week. Of course, most of the week we've had sunshine. You can pretty much forget about that. And then Saturday through Tuesday, snow in the mountains, light rain here in the Wenatchee Valley. It'll be a little windy at times, and then things are going to get really, really nice when we get to the middle of next week. You got to pack a little patience. We're going to see the warmest temperatures we've seen since autumn coming up by this time next week. From the National Weather Service, that way if you don't like the weather, you can blame the government. Partly cloudy, partly sunny. Looks like the clouds are going to have the upper hand for the most part today with a high of 46. Pretty mild for the overnight low, 33. Our normal high this time of the year is now 50 degrees. Slight chance of some light rain Saturday. Snow level is going to be about 3,000 feet. We'll be right around the mid-40s again. Best chance of actual measurable rain is when you're sleeping early Sunday morning. It'll be raining when you get up Sunday. I'll be mad when I get up Sunday Anyway, with a high of 47 on Sunday, again, some light rain. We dry out a little bit. Now, Monday, you'll see a little bit more sunshine. Highs will be warming up. And by the time we get to Friday, we could be kissing 60, folks. That's next week, of course. See you at the home show. Till then, bye-bye.
Hello, North Central Washington, and welcome to Network TV Episode 3 of our 11th season. I'm David Mabey, your host and the Marketing Director at NCW Tech Alliance. At NCW Tech Alliance, we're passionate about bringing together people and technology resources to support entrepreneurs, STEM education, and technology adoption in North Central Washington. For over 20 years, we've been at the forefront of supporting innovation and growth in our region, witnessing the evolution of fiber optics, the rise of the thriving entrepreneurial community, and the development of a supportive ecosystem for our neighbors. We're proud to serve 6 counties across Washington State, including Adams, Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Ferry, and Okanagan. I'm excited to be joined by 2 outstanding guests from the North Central Educational School District 171, Carrie Horning and Holly Bringman. Carrie serves as a Career Connected Learning Specialist, a role where her vast experience